I want you to understand me, and when I say that, I want you to understand like how hard I work to become a musician and a writer. Like Max Lucado writes a book like every like 6 months. Like he goes to Bible study with me, and he's got like 6 books after hanging out with me for or with after his agent hangs out with me, and then he hangs out with me. So like a couple years around me, he's got a lot of books. Um, I wrote my book over a period of like my entire life. My book is called Cat Orgies, Terrorists, and Monks in the Middle East. My name was John Alexander. It was my pen name. My name's John Alexander Mormon. Um, I've been reading about Achilles. He sounds like he was a Mormon. So apparently there's no word in Greek for homosexual. So everyone was homosexual according to the history books. Like I was just reading on Wikipedia, everyone was gay. So ancient Greek had no words to distinguish between heterosexual and homosexual, and it was assumed that a man could both desire handsome young men and have sex with women. That's just how those people were. But what do we know about like every single society ever? You don't want to be gay. In America, like it can work. You can pull it off. That is not a normal society. So the English are who made sure that everyone knew that Achilles was gay with that guy. Even though like it's not in the Iliad at all, apparently. The English government was asked by the Greeks to return some priceless statues that they stole from like the most holy site in all of Greece. And they got mad about them asking. You asked us. So they have a lot of stuff from Egypt too. They have a lot of stuff from other countries because they were the English Empire. Was I part of the English Empire? Clearly, like if you read the ancient Chinese texts, I was afraid of the English Empire. We talk about Duru, or they talk about Duru as like this evil demon, and and Durer, Albrecht Durer was in England. So there's an ancient text called The Lovers of Achilles that tells you all about Achilles' lovers, including Patroclus, I'm sure, but everyone was gay. It was just the way they did it. Like Alex can be convinced to be gay because he's in a relationship with 6 women, and he can be with a guy that basically only wants to screw him in the ass and doesn't have any interest with the girls at all, that will dress up like a girl for him. So trust me, straight people are naturally gay. Like it's just a cultural thing. I think the reality is that like when you're in a gay relationship and you're the straight one, like you need to be gayer. Like you need to like get to the gayest level, and like you will never figure out how to be gay enough if you're someone that like loves them that much and understands the I would say the plight of the gay people, or like the struggle that the gay people have like in every country. I can't imagine that Egypt hasn't at least slightly changed their culture because of me. I'm a crazy gay person. Like I'm a person that like, if you're not afraid to be mean to gay people and you know about me, like you're a crazy person. Like I would be so afraid of me. So here they're saying that Dia means divine. So like Egyptian means divine. But I think that's because like the Egyptians were a lot more powerful than people realize. Like I think they tried to erase everything about Egypt from the Bible and from like all these ancient texts. But Egypt was like the most powerful by far for like all of history until that point. It was like right after it's like the Roman Empire when they're in Byzantium. That would be Constantinople. Like that'd be the Eastern Roman Empire, which like was still the Western Roman Empire. They just had problems staying together. I was listening to my music yesterday, and like once I got that SM7B microphone, because my grandma died, she gave me $5,000, and then like we had all that stimulus money and stuff, and I bought a guitar and that SM7B microphone and a interface that had a strong enough preamp. I got pretty good at music. Like I was listening to She's Insane, and like it's hard to not listen to it again. Like a lot of my songs, like it's hard not to listen to them again. So if you're someone that's out there and you're going, okay, how many guitars has this guy had stolen from him? A lot, like very expensive guitars. How many microphones has this guy had stolen from him? Like, I don't know how many microphones, but the two SM7Bs, like the vocal microphone that I use when I became like what sounds like an almost professional musician who doesn't have the equipment. Like, I don't have a bass guitar. I can play bass. Like, I can figure it out. Like, I don't have an electric guitar. Like, I think I wanted it. I think I wanted to play folk music. Like, I wanted to play forest music. I wanted to play mountain music. I wanted to rap with an acoustic guitar. Like, I wanted to play like portable music. So, Eos is not Aphrodite's brother. It's a god. I don't know, dude. Like, I feel like at some point, who knows? Like, all I know is it keeps being different things. Like, everything keeps being different. I'm talking about, like, I'm trying to understand Greek texts that are hard. So I've talked about Aletheia, like the name for truth in Greek. So here you've got Theia being wide shining. Yeah. So it's divine. Yeah. So we've talked a lot about glory, doxia in Greek, and clearly kleos is a different type of glory. So, but like Origen did define like glory as like having to do with shining and radiant type stuff. All right, I'm just going to finish this conversation with myself basically by talking about like the idea of making Achilles gay, because like this guy was a superhero. Like, he didn't die at the end. Like, it's hard to explain how that guy is like, it's like he's immortal. So Achilles was someone that like sounds like Izus if you read enough. Like, someone blackmailed Achilles into healing them. Like, I think they kidnapped someone and they said, you can't have them back until you heal me. What we know in the history books, according to the greatest philosopher, the greatest writer of all time, the guy that makes no sense whatsoever unless you dedicate your entire life to understanding one sentence, Shakespeare, is that like Achilles gay, and we have to ask ourselves, like, is there anything more evil than being gay? Like in like general society, like not in mythical land where, like, trust me, the Greeks know it, everyone was gay back then. Well, actually what it sounds like is that the English knew it, that everyone was gay back then. So in real society where like the gay guy's the guy that gets killed, the feminine guy is the guy that's the deadest. Like, I'm not talking about in like ACLU society where like RuPaul, trust me, RuPaul tells us everything we need to know about like gay people's relationship to our society. It's not Mike Pence who like, I'm for all Americans. I mean, yeah, I mean, sure. The reality is that there is something called a human condition, and that condition is evil, and that condition is like sin, and like we're born into sin. And what does that sin tell you? It tells you hate the trans person especially. She's got big muscles. I can see she might not have shaved today. I can tell. That's not who you love because of the human condition, because of your sin. But you don't even realize that you have sin that makes you hateful. And that's the craziest thing about these people that look at me and think that I'm a sinful person, when I'm a person who will die for the gay people, because I know what sin is. Sin is who you're born to be. And who you're not, if you're like me, is who you're born to be. You become me because you're freaking awesome. You figure out how to be that way. So like, unbelievable what they did to Achilles. He's gay. He's like my hero.